If you've done any shopping online for woodworking tools or gadgets, you've probably come across a company called Banggood. And if you know about the company Banggood, I'm sure you know about their associated product line, EnjoyWood. I've seen several reviews here on YouTube of EnjoyWood products, and I've also come across their stuff for sale on Amazon. From everything I've seen, their stuff seems to be of good quality, and it's sold at reasonable prices. So when EnjoyWood contacted me and said they wanted to send me a workbench to review on the channel, I was intrigued, but my first thought was, where the heck am I going to put a 60-inch workbench in my small shop? But then I started looking around my shop to see if there was anywhere where I could reorganize some stuff, clean some stuff up, and make room for this new bench. And that's when I noticed the space behind me. So directly behind me is my garage door. I have this tarp hung up to give me a background for filming. And then on the floor, I have some scrap wood and some tools, some stuff that could really be cleaned up if I had more organization back here. And since this bench is only 22 inches deep, it wouldn't intrude on walking through here or working here at my outfeed table. And since I never really opened my garage door, it wouldn't get in the way of that either. So I figured right behind me would be a great place for that bench. It'll force me to clean that up, organize it better, and make that space more useful. So I wrote back to the good folks at EnjoyWood and said, send it on over. So about a week later, this 105-pound box showed up on my front porch. According to the company, this 60-inch bench can support up to 2,000 pounds. It has a wood top that is 60 inches wide, 22 inches deep, and 1 1/8 thick. The adjustable height base is made of steel, and it has a built-in drawer, power outlets, and a pegboard back. Now this particular model is $320 on Amazon. They have another version of this that is $350. For the extra $30, you get casters on each leg if you want to wheel this around your shop. You also get a work light above the work surface, which would be pretty nice. They also have a smaller version of this. I believe it's 48 inches wide. So if you don't need the 60-inch bench or you don't have room for it, you could go for that one. And I'll put links to all these benches in the description so you can find them quickly. All right, before I start putting this bench together, I need to make a space for it to go. And I know you don't want to watch me clean up my shop, so I'm going to turn the camera off, get this area cleaned up and ready to receive the bench, and I'll be back shortly. So the box was delivered with a big tear on the top. There's kind of a chunk taken out of a corner right here. And then this corner over here, it looks like the box was set down on this corner pretty hard at some point. So I'm going to get this opened up. Hopefully nothing is damaged inside and we can get this put together and in place. All right, guys, I got everything unboxed, and most of it is laying out here on my outfeed table. And having that box up here on top of my outfeed table made it very easy to unbox everything. So if you get one of these, I would suggest putting the box up on a workbench or a table, even a couple sawhorses with a piece of plywood laying across it. It's going to make it a lot easier to unpackage all these small parts. So right away, I'm seeing some things that I like. The screws and nuts and bolts and everything are all in these individual bags, and they're labeled, so I know when I need nut K7, I just grab this bag, and they're all right in here. I've gotten stuff like this before where everything like this is just all thrown together into one bag. It's kind of annoying. Or they're in those flat pack little blister packs where every screw is like in an individual compartment. Those things are super annoying too. Having it in a baggie like this where it's labeled is much better. It comes with a couple of wrenches you're going to need for assembly, but according to the instruction book, you're also going to need a Phillips screwdriver, a 19mm or a 3/4 inch wrench, and an electric drill. Of course, those do not come with the kit, so you're going to have to provide those on your own to assemble this workbench. Another thing I noticed right away that I really like are these adjustable feet. They're 2.5 inches wide. They have nice thick rubber on the bottom. It's a 1/2 inch bolt to support it. So considering this bench supports 2,000 pounds, it makes sense that these feet would be really robust, but for some reason I was expecting them to be a lot smaller, so this was nice to see. I think I mentioned in the beginning that the back of this bench is pegboard. There's also some pegboard holes on the sides of the legs. I've done pegboard in the past. I'm not really a fan of it, but when I think of pegboard and what I was expecting this bench to have is that thin, cheap pressed fiberboard with a bunch of holes pressed in it. But that's not what you get with this workbench. This pegboard is made from a sheet of powder-coated steel, and I think I can work with this. Another pleasant surprise while I was unboxing these parts is the drawer. I didn't look at all the specs of this, and I was expecting a 14 or 16, maybe an 18-inch wide drawer. Then I pulled this thing out. This is the drawer front. It's about 40 inches long, and this is going to give me way more storage than I was expecting. If you'll remember, I said the top of the box had a little bit of damage to it, and the only thing I can see wrong is on the side of this leg here. This piece right here has a slight bend to it. I think I can bend it back pretty easily. This hole right here is where the electrical gets installed. I don't think it'll be a problem. And speaking of the electrical, this is what you get. It has 4 outlets, an on-off switch, the cord's about 5 feet long, and this is good for 12 amps or about 1500 watts. I thought I should point out one more thing about those metal pegboard panels. They don't actually attach to the workbench. The bench is designed to go against a wall, and then those pegboard panels will attach to that wall. And the kit comes with these anchors and screws to accomplish that. So if that's how you would set up this bench, it should be no problem for you. I'm putting mine against a garage door, so if I want to use the pegboard, I'll have to come up with a different solution. All right, guys, here's the top of the workbench. First of all, I like that it has some thickness and some weight to it. It's quite heavy, and it's over 1 inch thick. It's made of rubber wood, which is a tropical hardwood, so it's very tough, and rubber wood is the byproduct of latex production. So they harvest the sap from rubber trees to make rubber and latex. A tree is used up after 25 or 30 years of that process, and when they can't get any more sap out of the tree, they harvest the woods and they turn it into stuff like this. They use it to make furniture, cutting boards, cooking utensils, that sort of thing. And after they cut down the trees to harvest the wood, they plant more trees. The process starts over. It's basically a crop, so this wood is very sustainable. As you can see, the top is made up of many small pieces that are finger jointed together. Building the top this way makes for a very stable piece of wood. The chance of this top ever warping or cupping or twisting or distorting in any way at all is very low. And last but not least, another pleasant surprise was it came with this rubber protective pad. So upon initial inspection, I really like what I see so far. Now this looks pretty simple and is probably the sort of thing you could assemble without any instructions, but I'm going to go through the book step by step, and if along the way there's any hiccups or issues I think you should know about, I'll stop and I'll let you know. So I'm going to turn off the camera and get the bench built, and when I come back, the thing I want to most see is how sturdy this is. So stay tuned, I'll be right back. All right guys, assembly's going just fine. All the pre-drilled holes, everything's lining up exactly how it's supposed to. I'm assembling it upside down up here on top of my outfeed table. It's up high where I can work on it. It's making things a lot easier. One tip I did want to give you is to take your time to adjust your legs while you're doing the assembly. I know I want the finished height of my workbench to be about 34.5 inches. These legs are adjustable in 2-inch increments, and then you do your fine tuning with this adjustable foot up here. So I got it close to about 34, and I can adjust this to 34.5, no problem. And I'll adjust all 4 legs while it's sitting up here on top of my bench. And that's going to be a lot easier to do this now as opposed to waiting till it's right side up on the floor and all the weight is on these legs. Another thing I'm doing is putting Loctite on all the bolts and machine screws, and that'll make sure this thing stays solid and those bolts and screws don't come loose over time. So I got the workbench put together. It took about half an hour. The assembly was straightforward, everything lined up like it's supposed to, and it went together really easily. Feels very strong and sturdy this way as far as supporting weight. As I feared, if I give it a shake, it does have a little bit of wobble to it. It's not too bad. I don't think you'll notice it too much in just general everyday use, but it is there. I'm going to add a shelf right down here on these support pieces, and on the back side, right under here, I'm going to add a wood cleat, and that'll give me something to attach those pegboard panels to on the back so I can make use of them. This pad on top is really nice. It's rubber on the back, so it grips the top well. It doesn't slide around. The material on top is really smooth. It provides a little cushion, so not only will it protect your bench top, but it'll protect any tools or parts you have on top of the bench. The drawer is wider and deeper than I expected, so that's nice. I'll put some drawer liner in here to protect stuff I put in here, but this will hold a lot of tools. All right, I'm gonna go check what I have for wood. I wanna get that cleat installed so I can install those pegboard panels, and I really wanna get that shelf in and see if that helps stiffen up the bench. So stay tuned for that. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I had a few things come up. It's been a couple days, but I have this whole side of the shop cleaned up, reorganized. The bench is in place. I installed the shelf, I put the cleat on the back so I could install the pegboard, and I'm really happy with this setup. Putting the shelf in did stiffen it up a little bit. If I bump it or intentionally shake it, it does still have some wobble, but I don't think it's going to be an issue at all in normal use. I have my Jessam workstation stored on the shelf down here. This is going to be the new location where I use it. It was kind of a pain to clamp it to my outfeed table and use it over there, but this has a lot more overhang on the ends and also on the front, so it's easier to clamp jigs and fixtures and things like that to this bench. So this is where I'll be using that workstation. And since the pegboard is made of steel, I have some magnetic tool holders coming. I also have some more traditional pegboard accessories on the way, so in future videos you'll see the evolution of this workbench. So I'm really happy with this collab from EnjoyWood. Not only did they send me this awesome workbench, but it forced me to reevaluate and kind of repurpose this whole space and make it a lot more useful. And don't forget, this bench comes in a couple different iterations, a couple different sizes, and you can find links to all of them in the description below. And that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.